Well, hello everybody. It's Leanne Greff with today's live video. I am here in Minot, North Dakota. I've been a demonstrator for over 20 years now, so it's crazy how time flies when you're having fun. I'll just add that. All right, so whether you're watching live now or later on YouTube, I appreciate you watching my videos. A couple of years ago, 2.5 years ago, I lost my YouTube channel and my email address. I got hacked, they got in, I wasn't secure enough, and it was a blow, but I'm back. I mean, I have 2.5 years of videos since. So anyway, we're establishing a following again. And I did want to mention that my blog, which is flowerbug.net, has changed. Typepad was my blog host and they went out of business, or will be in a few weeks. And so I have moved to WordPress. My address will still be the same, but you may notice some changes. My husband has been working tirelessly for days and days, well, actually almost 2 weeks, on establishing a new blog for me. I mean, so grateful. Not many people could do that. It's a lot to transfer the data from one blog to the next. He's had to learn on how to do this. But anyway, it's up. There's a few things that still aren't quite ready, and one of them, unfortunately, is my free project sheets. So that, unfortunately, is what a lot of people look at. So we didn't know it wasn't working until we went live. So we're working on that. He's trying to find I think what they call it, a plugin to transfer all of my old project sheets, which have a Typepad link from my old blog, to the new one. So we're working on it. Right now, though, to find the most current project sheets, well, you would go to my Flowerbug shop, or Stamp and Share Facebook page if you're on Facebook. Otherwise, just hang in. The old Typepad blog is still, well, no, it is not working for you. Yeah, anyway, I have access, but you don't. Anyway, we're working on it. So if you have trouble finding previous project sheets, it's because my blog is in flux. So anyway, exciting news. Look at these flyers I have. So I'm going to close this up. They just announced that there is a stamp sale, 15% off stamp sale, occurring on Thursday, September 18th. So they only do this once a year. It's stamps and stamp tools this time. Now, we do not have a list of what that is until Thursday, but I would start making your list now, because why not get things at 15% off? And if you're a demonstrator, you add that extra 20% to 25%, and look at the savings. You get up to 40% off on stamps. So it's a great time to place an order. Yeah, so that's Thursday. Like I said, we won't know which stamps. It does say excludes last chance products. So stamp tools might be things like the chamois or the cleaning spray, or I don't know what other stamp tools might there be. I'm guessing, would there be blocks? I mean, I don't know. Who knows what they will include in the stamp tools, but hopefully it includes both annual catalog, online catalog. I don't know if it will be holiday catalog. We'll just have to see. But stop back on September 18th. Go to shopwithleanne.com and go to specials. Hopefully there'll be a big display where you can click on the sale at the top, but you never know. Okay. All right. They announced to us today that there is an upcoming crafting advent calendar. Let me get this close up here. So it is 12 days of crafting, and it is a box, and it is a thick box. I think it's probably about, like, I don't know, a couple inches thick, and it includes product. So it's every box, 12 days will include product. And that comes with a stamp set. So that's the 13th product. These are all brand new products. And it does have a holiday theme with a beautiful cover that shows ornaments and the year 2025. So it would make a fantastic gift. So they showed us number 1 and number 2 of the boxes in a leader's video yesterday. Number one was a set of dies, and it looked like it had maybe 8 dies in it, and a few of the dies matched the stamp set. And there's all occasion greetings and some florals in there. I'm seeing maybe a second stamp set in one of these. I bet there's a second one. So anyway, there's 12 different products, never before seen products. They showed us number 2, and it was 20 sheets of 6x6 designer paper. So this is super exciting. It's $99, and yes, that is a big price, but they said well over $100, and I can't remember it sounded like $120, $130 in product, including in this, for $99 plus the box and the stamp set. So these little cards right here, let me see if I can get close up, if you can see them, shows some like a rainbow die that cuts out, so it has a scalloped edge. Yeah, and like I said, a lot of the dies match the florals and the stamps in there. So that is exciting. That will be available September 23rd, and it is $99. And that is the item number. So they told, it's while supplies last, they told us to set your calendar, set an alarm. Yeah, you're right, Jennifer. It seems expensive, but when you think it's a big gift, whether you gift it to yourself or gift it to somebody you know that's crafty, I think it would make a fabulous class that if you ordered it ahead of time and took orders, you could take make a class out of it and make some of the cards and projects that or your own. And I believe I will be doing that. We will be doing a class for this in probably later October. So that will be one of my upcoming events. And I will likely have a tutorial for my projects available as well. Now the next thing is live classes. Live crafting classes are coming. I'm not sure if they're monthly, but it is a virtual class that anybody can attend, and they're going to be doing this with specific product. So this first one will be October 23rd at 2 p.m. and it will feature the Traditions of Christmas Suite. So it will go on sale. You do have to prepay for this. It will go on sale on the 1st, October 1st. So we'll get more details then. However, they did say they are not going to show us the projects, the full projects, until the class. So it is a surprise. I don't know how much the class will be. They do tell us what other tools and things we may need. Some inks, some paper, coloring tools, adhesives, basic embossing machine, bone folder, trimmer, all that kind of thing. So yeah, there's an additional supplies list, but I don't know how much it will be, and I don't know many more details, but stay tuned. It will, and once you do purchase it, you can watch it later on demand. So yeah, that's that. Now I do want to talk about World Card Making Day is coming up October 4th, and I finally got this in. And I didn't put this together, but this is it's not all glued because this has the tape in it because it folds flat when in the kit, but this is how it would go together once you glue. So stamps or cards and envelopes, maybe stamps, maybe pens. I don't know what else you could put in here, but the kit includes, let me see if that's better to see. Here is the stamp set. Hopefully you can see great greeting. I love it when they have both the curvy font with the serif font, all occasion greetings. There is a Secret C ink pad. And then, sorry if I'm not in the screen, and it is glaring, isn't it? I'll hold it better here, maybe. Getting a reflection of my camera or my phone on there. Is that better? No, it's not. Anyway, hopefully you can kind of see those. All right, so that's part of what's included. And the kit includes 10 cards, a block, some gems, 2 different kinds of gems, some twine, 10 envelopes, 10 cards, lots of product in here. I didn't take it all out. There's the greeting pieces. So here are some extra, let's pull these out. I haven't done that yet. Extra elements. So this kit is 20, oh gosh. Oh, hold on, let me reach my $32, and hopefully that's not glaring for you. Handmade and Heartfelt kit, $32. It's available now. 10 cards, stamps, ink, storage, organizer box, and envelopes. So that is the kit they will feature on October 4th, World Card Making Day. So there are some of the elements in the kit. Lots of different types of cards. So anyway, that is available now while supplies last. It is a fabulous box and gift option. So yeah, hopefully some of you are going to take advantage. There is a link. I will be sharing that both on my blog and on Facebook this week. So you can start getting it to get it in time for the event. All right, what's next? Craft classes. Card making day, embellishment share. So I have 5 spots left. I'm gonna cut off my embellishment share option. So this is what the share looks like. So you get 2 rows of each of the 8 brand new embellishments in both the holiday catalog and the new online exclusives. So these are awesome embellishments, and it is $20 with shipping to you. So it's $16 local, $20 for shipping, and I have 5 left, and you can order it right here, shopwithleanne.com. So good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. So that is how the share is sent to you, just like that. It's gorgeous. Okay. Oh, I have my mystery box sale coming soon. So if you haven't ever done a mystery box with me, what I do is I have a bunch of retired product. I put over $150, almost $200 in a priority shipping box. Nobody knows what's in there, including me, because I package them all up at the same time, make sure there's stamps and bundles and dies and ribbons, embellishments, all that stuff, designer paper, and even a kit, a card kit will be included, or a paper pumpkin or kit collection kit will be included. So it's a lot. I'm sure it'll be over $200. I am asking for a $120 order online from me, and then you add on $15 for priority shipping, and you will get that box shipped to you. So I will add up how much it'll be. I'll promote it in a week or so. I hope to get it to it this weekend and package everything up. And then I will know how many I have. So yeah, it's my mystery box promo will be later this month. All right. Oh, this is my gift for online orders this month, over $50. You will receive a share of our embellishments. Dimensional, so minis, regular, and a pack of, or a sheet of the black dimensionals, which is awesome to use with our black cardstock. Okay, I think, oh, door prize winner. All right, I don't know if she's on. I haven't been watching all the names, but the winner of this, the drawing for last week, I'm just scrolling through some names. Yes, I do believe she's on. So congratulations goes to Sarah Rigby. Sarah, I sent you a message. You can choose any PDF tutorial from myflowerbugshop.com. So that's current to way back. I have tons of them on there. And so let me know which one you want and I will send you that. So congratulations, Sarah. Thanks for commenting, watching, sharing. I appreciate that. So every week I will be drawing a name for a free tutorial from my shop. So make sure you're commenting, not just watching, to be in the drawing. All right. Okay, here is the inventory status report. I don't think I've ever seen it this small. So I even had to get into some of the fine stuff because there's only one major thing, and that's the Sunrise Sailing Hybrid folder. So some of these others don't have a date on the Secret Sea ink pad, but that's the inventory status report for right now. Okay, all right, we are ready to share some projects. All right, gonna wet my mouth a little bit. All right, we are featuring the Happy Place stamp set today. So this is Sharon Armstrong's $1 Million stamp set, and I love it. I was thrilled with it, and she has been too. She has shared a ton of projects with her new $1 Million stamp set. So I think it'd be great for scrapbooking because look at Happy Place, Happy Life, Happy Days. It is perfect for scrapbooking especially, but it makes awesome cards too. So here we go. It's in the holiday catalog, by the way. So, and of course you can order it online as well. Remember, there's been some confusion from my customers over online exclusives. It sounds like you have to order online. You don't. If you're at a class, if you're at a club or any local event, you can order anything online or anything you see online at a local event. It does not have to be ordered online. So hopefully that helps a little bit of the confusion. People are thinking like, oh, I can't order that because it's online. Nope, everything is orderable anywhere, anytime. Okay, so first I'm going to share a card I made using the baby wipe technique. I'm not going to share this today. It didn't make the cut, I guess. So here is a card I made with the baby wipe technique. So I made a baby wipe by inking, actually I used a paper towel because my baby wipes are old and dry and I could moisten them with water, but I just use a paper towel. And inked Calypso Coral on the top and some, I think it was just Pool Party on the bottom. I might have done a little bit of Lost Lagoon, I can't quite remember. And then just inked it right in that baby wipe a few times and stamped. So that's how I achieved that look. And it has the Wave 3D embossing folder. And I fussy cut the word days and added it to a strip so it would show up. So, and this die right here, I'm going to be showing that in one of my projects today, is from the Label Me Grateful dies. These were unavailable for a while, but this is a cool set of dies. So it has a flower, which could be a poinsettia, a leaf, some berries, of course the 2 leaves. This is fall leaves. There is this one's out of place. This is a acorn and another set of leaves. So this is an awesome, plus this great label die. So if you're looking for a neat set of dies that will encompass many seasons, I think this one would be it. So, all right, I might show that one later as well. Okay, so that's a card. Yeah, watch, I'm going to show this paper later, so I'll highlight that too. Okay, so I thought I had a display of this paper for you, but I hardly have any left. This is the Full of Life paper, and it is on the last chance list. It's reduced in sale, in price, and I don't have much of it, honestly, but I used it for this next project. So let's get going with that. Here it is. So here is the card I made with a little bit of coloring, a little bit of embossing of the designer paper, and this is even some of the designer paper, and so is that. So let's get started on that. I'm going to actually put it over here. Okay, I'm switching colors. So this one is Pool Party. I'm going to try it on cloud cover, just for something different. See which one we like better. Okay. Those are some of the designer paper. Let's get this card to lay flat. All right. So first of all, I did emboss this designer paper. So, and I like to add my glue, hopefully I have enough here, to my, got a little close there. I'll show you what I do when I get too close. I like to add my glue to the other side because now my hands are free. I don't have to worry about getting my hands gluey. So when I have a kind of a blop there, That I want to move away from the edge so it doesn't leach out. So I'll just do that. And so it's on the back of that, but now it won't squeeze out as I add this layer. So if some of you ever get too close on either side, whether you're doing it on one side or the other, you can do that. Just spread a little of that adhesive. I'm trying to get this centered nicely. Okay, we're gonna do some twine, and I wanted to have black, and then I thought, oh, the new black and gold. So this is black and white and gold baker's twine. I think this is in the online store. So very pretty. It's a little bit thicker than like linen thread. Okay, so I'm gonna show you a tip. I'm gonna add some strong adhesive to the top and the bottom, and it doesn't matter which one you start, but I'm gonna really press that on there, and then I'm going to press, I don't wanna waste all this behind business, so this is what I do, and I'm gonna press that on there really firm, and then bring that up and press. Okay, scissors. By the way, you all know this is no longer available. We cannot get the paper snips. They're looking for a new provider for their paper snips. So unfortunately, we don't have that. All right, now this can go on my card. And I'm gonna do my usual way of, and I'm gonna, because it has the heavy, not heavy, but the twine, I wanted to add extra adhesive. So one of the reasons I decided to go with Cloud Cover and Pool Party was because I'm stamping directly on the cardstock. So I wanted a blue background, but I still wanted to be able to color. So yeah, that's that. All right, we're gonna stamp now. We're just gonna stamp in black memento. My next card that I'm doing will be inked in 2 colors. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So I'm traveling. So when you can do it 2 ways. You can do it this way, which I find a little easier, honestly, or the other way, what I just did. So now the trick is to get it centered. I didn't give myself any. I could trim afterwards, but I cut it just to size. So watch. If my stamp is on the block evenly, which I hope it is. Okay, not bad. All right, I'm gonna close up that. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna close that up. I'm gonna stamp my other images while I have that. So this is a piece of the designer paper that I cut off, and I made sure it was large enough. Then I punched it ahead of time. I wouldn't normally do that. Okay, a little bit close to the edge. All right, and then here we're going to use, and I can see it's on there a little bit crooked, Wishing You. Now that is not on here. So if you see the card, Wishing You Happy Days, I'm like, there has to be something that goes together because it doesn't have that on this stamp set. So I found it in the new Peace on Earth right here. So I thought, I want to make a phrase. So that's where I did that, or why I did that. It looks a little bit crooked. Okay, we're going to go, there we go. Okay, now we're done stamping. Now the inside I did not show you yet. It's nothing real special, but I wanted, of course, something in the inside, so I used the Light and Wonder. So really fun phrases in here. So I inked that in Melon Mambo, which I believe is what that color is right there. So that's the inside. All right, so these are done. Let's move those away and focus on our coloring. So I haven't used my watercolor pencils in forever. So here I decided I'm gonna switch up the colors a little bit and go yellow at the bottom of the sunset. We're going to create a sunset here. And watercolor pencils are great for blending. Now I don't have a lot of room for that color up there because it's higher. And then we'll use the orange. Just a little bit. And I'm going to use the pink. A little bit less of that. And whether this is how I think sunsets are just about any which way you want them to be. But I also decided to, have you ever seen where the clouds turn pink as well on a sunset? So I am doing that too. I'm not going to use a blending brush on those. I'm going to leave those as is. So yeah, the cloud, or the sky, I wanted it to be blue in the background, which it is because of the color of the cardstock. But I really wanted some pink clouds. Then, to make this stand out, I just added a little bit of white in the center. I don't know if that's smart, but it was fun. So that's what I did. Okay, now I'm going to use a blending brush. So a blender pen. These are blender pens, and you get there's 3 in a pack. Make sure there's no other color from the last time you used it there. And then you're going to slowly blend that sunset together and make it smooth. Can you hear those dogs? I'm watching my son's big dogs for a week. Oops, I got outside the line there. So there's my sunset. A lot of orange came through. All right, now, and you could add a little bit of green in the trees. It really doesn't show up a whole lot, but through the stamping, it kind of does. If you go pretty strong here. I'm just pretending I know where the trees are in this one. Now, the bottom, I wanted water. So I am using a Coastal Cabana. And most of the colors I'm using are in the Watercolor Pencils Assortment 2. So I think I had just a couple colors. I think it was the pink was in the Water Pencils Assortment 1. So just so you know. So I'm going to kind of go I went outside the lines again. I'm rushing. I shouldn't do that. So these, you could, I'm gonna use my blender pen to blend this better. So one thing that's nice, and you can't see it apparently as apparent on this project, but you can just scribble with watercolor pencil. Oh, I did it again, outside the line. This card will not be as nice as my first one. You can scribble, and then the blender pen fixes everything. So you can see I had some yellow on here. I'm wiping it all off. Now it's back to being clear liquid, which will blend. And you don't have to, but sometimes I feel like it makes it a little bit, well, I know it makes it smoother, but it might also bring it, the color in a little bit stronger. There we go. Now I could even try blending. I don't think it makes a big difference on the clouds. No, not really. So there is our scene. So now I just wipe that off, and so it's ready for the next time I want to use my watercolor pencil. Great way of coloring. A lot of people love it. Okay, so hopefully I cut right. Yep, and I'm going to add those with dimensionals. And hey, be sure you add or use your edges. I found a whole sheet with edges in my garbage. I have little hanging garbages at my events, and I'm like, oh, score. But somebody obviously doesn't know that the edges are just as good as the inside. Okay. All right. So, oops, I knew what I forgot. Oh, I can still do it. I'm going to sneak this in by adding a little adhesive to the back, and there we go. Okay, so now I can add this to my card, and I'm going to add it in. Oh, I did the orange at the bottom this time. Well, we'll see which one we like better. All right. I am running out. Then I'm going to add one dimensional there to support it because there's dimensionals on the rest. And do this. So what I liked about this one was that the orange was next to the pink and the pink was next to the orange. But this time, we're not going to have that because I forgot to pay attention. All right, and here is where, if you don't have minis, this is where I like to use the, let's see, this is going to go on the top. Show you what I'm trying to accomplish here. So I want part of this little greeting to be off of the, so you can see my dimensionals are at the top, so it's going to hang above this. Does that make sense? Yeah, it's not quite as noticeable, but maybe matchy is fun. I don't know. What do you think? Which one do you like better? Orange on top, pink on top. I think I like this one. And I also like the pool party better too. It's a little more dull with the cloud cover, but it's fine. It has a little, looks like a little bit of a purple hue to that paper, doesn't it? So yeah, it's a fun card. Okay, next card I'm going to show is one we made at my card clubs this month. And tonight is the last one. So hopefully none of those gals are watching because they like to be surprised. So, well, thanks. I'm glad you like them both. All right, so this is a super fun card. This is, oh, there's something on that little twine there. So, can you see the sparkle? Oh, it's so fun to add a wink of Stella to the water on here. So fun. So this is a little bit of a fun fold. See, so happy for you, happy birthday, happy retirement, best wishes. So sometimes it's hard to find retirement stamps. So this has retirement. So I was very, very pleased to see that. Okay, so how we made this and what this paper is from. So this is Calypso Coral. I have a lot of tips for you here on this card. Calypso Coral. Oh, you know what? I don't even have my packet ready. Hang on. Okay. Now, I'm going to trade this one for that one. Okay. All right. So it's Calypso Coral, Lost Lagoon, and White. Now this designer paper on the bottom, I'll show you where that's from. That is from the 2025-27 in color 6x6. So there are, of course, all 5 colors. And I'll show you these patterns first. So this is the floral that you see right there. I'm sorry, this is from the subtles. This is not the in color, but this is what you get. I'm sorry, I should have showed the subtles, but this is the in color. And the other side is kind of this model dotted, very soft, subtle look to it. So if you don't like the busy side, you've got a nice plain side. And then this pattern, because there's 4 different patterns, this is the leaves side and dots, and then you have the stripes. You can see the stripes right there. So really nice, even kind of background, and then you can get something that's fun too. So that's how the in color and subtles, regals, brights, neutrals, and both in colors come in this 6x6 designer paper pack. So it's really fun to have. There's only 5 colors in this one in color, but there would be 10 colors in the other packs, the family packs. Okay. All right, and I already mentioned those dies. I said I would bring them out again, and then, oh yeah, here they are. So again, I used these dies for the leaves. I thought it was kind of tropical, that it would fit with this. All right, so now another fun thing I did that you may wonder, and I had only one person out of like 30 people ask me where I got this die shape. One person. That was my friend Melissa. So that is from the Perennial Postage dies. So what I did was cut out I cut bunches of white paper about a little bit bigger than this, and then I cut it once. So here's the first cut. Then that white paper dropped down, and I actually made a mark on my die here and here where I wanted the end of the paper to be. So I got the corners on each end. So yes, I made my own rectangle die. So the card base is Lost Lagoon, Sarah. Thanks for asking. So yeah, you can, because I needed something that fit that, and I wanted it to be fun and not just a plain rectangle for clubs. So that took a little bit of time to die cut twice for every layer, I have to tell you. Okay, so there's all my pieces. We will scoot that up here so I can get going. All right, so let me clean. This is what I have on my table. This is a half a chamois. So a normal chamois fits in one of these clear cases, but I cut mine in half too, because they don't have to be huge, and leave those out at my classes and on my desk too. Okay, so to get the two colors here, I'm using Calypso Coral and Lost Lagoon. And when I made these cards, if you don't have ink pads, I actually, well, not with that color. You always, when you're doing this, always start with the lighter color first, always. Reason being, you don't want the dark color to get into the light color, but you can get the light color into the dark color. So basically I did this and just traveled and watched and slowly moved down until I was into the bottom. So you have to overlap a little bit. So can you see that? It's almost into the water part. Now, then I use the other ink pad to do the bottom. However, I realized I had ink spots in both colors because I'm a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, right? So I decided for my clubs that they would use the ink spot. So then we just go and tap, and we don't want to leave anything uninked. There should be no space between these. So that's the ticket. And it's still, my ink pad is still very much Lost Lagoon, even though over 30 people have used this. So don't worry too much about that. Now to stamp this, I want to stamp a little bit high on this and leave more on the bottom. So I'm going to huff though and re-moisten all that ink, especially since I'm talking. So your hot, moist breath, try and get it even on both edges. Sorry if my hair is in the camera. And then stamp. There we go. A little bit off to the left a little bit, but isn't that beautiful? Love the two colors. So then I would just clean that between the next, but you really even don't even have to clean it. You just wipe off a little bit and then the next person can go to town. So that's how easy that is. So I'm going to stamp the For You on one of these strips. And yes, my strip is very narrow, but it seems to be easy to get straight for some reason. Now I'm going to snip the excess off because I made it long enough for them to use retirement or birthday, whatnot. So, okay. And the inside, I'm not going to do the inside. You get that, how to do the inside. Basically, before you adhere, I'm not going to follow my own rules. You want to stamp before you adhere your designer paper. So I'm going to disregard my advice and add this. Whoops, got a little bend in that one. Okay. All right, so I'll go on the inside of the card like that. Now, to put this together, so we are going to add adhesive to the edge of this. I'm going to show you a tip on twine, adding twine. Okay, oh, one thing I do want to do, and I had my customers do as well, is to ink the edge with a sponge dauber, and this is Calypso Coral. It just adds a little something to this greeting. Okay, set that aside. All right, done with ink. All right, so what I do, now I know I want my bow here, so I'm gonna leave a tail here and start wrapping, and I kind of have to pull this toward me. So this is the rest to tie my bow, okay? So I'm just kind of holding that in place, tie that around, and now I have enough to tie a bow. Okay, so if you are bow challenged, so I know how, each time I make a move, one of my fingers is holding that knot down. So if you cannot do that, I highly recommend getting a reverse tweezers. So this reverse tweezers is closed until you pinch it, then it's open. So pinch, grab my knot. Now I've got 2 hands to tie my bow. Okay, so if you are bow challenged, you may want to get a reverse tweezers. So then you pinch to undo it and tighten. Let's see what I'm grabbing here. Okay, so tip on the twine and bows. All right, so this layer, by the way, the reverse tweezers comes in the embossing additions pack. So yeah, this, you're right, Sarah. This is easier than coloring, I think. And baby wipe is another great method to add color to this stamp. But I've also seen people just stamp it and leave it in one color. And also stamp on designer paper. So you have just a pretty soft background. I almost did that too, but I didn't. Okay, now I did emboss this with the Wave 3D folder. So I'm gonna go against my advice and do it. Now, embossed or textured paper needs a lot of glue, more than the average does, just so you know. It needs a lot of contact, a lot of strong glue to hold. All right, let's add our, oops, trying to get this, there we go. I'm gonna add a little bit more up here and get these to hang off just a little bit. I don't want them over a lot because they could easily be bent. So I'm just pressing them on that, and then as I add this, I'm going to add even more adhesive. Okay, and I want this, I like the angle. Okay, so we're going to add that at an angle. Oh, I can see a little bit of my tape runner sticking out. Go in there. Okay, and then this gets added with dimensionals. So this is a really neat way to create a basic card that shows a little bit of designer paper to pull everything together. And we're just going to follow that line. There we go. And I didn't add any gems or anything. So that, oh, didn't do Wink of Stella. Well, I didn't bring my Wink of Stella, unfortunately, but adding that wink, if you can see that in the on the camera, that Wink of Stella on the water makes you look closer. And I'm like, ooh, it's shiny, it's shimmery. So, and it reminds you that it's water. So, all right, where are my other cards? So here are the other cards. Now I'm going to show my team swaps next, but here are the 2 cards I made today if you just joined me. So watercolor pencil coloring and 2 ink pads coloring. So that's the, yes, you could make a gift card holder, you're right. This could be just adhered at the bottom, and you could bring it up a little bit, and then you could make a little pocket for a gift card. That would be perfect for a birthday card. Thanks, Sarah. Great idea. Okay, so that's today's projects, and next I'll be showing you the team swaps that we did this weekend. So let's move on. And of course, these projects will be, in fact, here is an example of the free project sheet you can get on my Flowerbug Stamp and Share page later today, or next week, Monday or Tuesday, on my blog on flowerbug.net. So they will be there. You can always print them, download them, and the neat thing is it shows you the products I used on the back as well. If you want to know what everything is. So that's how the free project sheets look. All right, let's get to my team swap. So our swap theme was to make a card with featuring fall or autumn and or Halloween. So I have 10 cards to show you. I think they're all here. So the first one, this is Tracy's, and oh my goodness, I'm like, did she do watercolor stamping? How did she create that gorgeous background? She sent me a picture. I said, what colors did you use? Or how did you stamp it? And she said, I just stamped on vanilla. And after I stamped, she textured with the brick, exposed brick embossing folder. I can't remember where the leaves are from. It'll be in my blog post later this week or next. And Encircled with Love, I think. But she used, I think it was 5 different stamp sets, all the flowers and leaves she could find, I think. And I think there were 12 different colors, but she created her own background. I love that. I love doing that. It's so gorgeous. So beautiful job, Tracy. Beautiful. And this is Gwen's card. Gwen was, she's a fairly new team member, and this is her first swap. She did a fabulous job. I think the name of this set is called More Than Autumn. And here's her inside. So yeah, gorgeous card. All right, here is mine. And boy, I did not know it was going to take me so much time and effort to make this card. I found this neat fun fold from Karen Titus. I had it in a swap, and I thought, I love that. So I used the country home, country something designer paper, and the artistic autumn, I think. And the dies are from this set. So you can kind of see, here's the berries, here's the acorns, and here is that pretty frame. So, and here I just colored these with blends markers to make them two-toned. I cut them out in crumb cake and colored. And this is done by stamping, let's see, what did I do? I'll have to remember. I'm going to share this card soon, maybe next week. But anyway, that is a card. But I love the layout. You just trim off a part of that fold and do that. Now here is Barb's card, and she's on today. You did such a good job, Barb. I love your card. Gorgeous sponging and coloring. Awesome. You and your daughter are so talented. So this is the Spooky Halloween, I think is what it's called. Sweet. So super cool. Okay. Next, this is Paula's card, and I love her fold. So I can't remember. I think this is like 10 and something. I'll be sharing dimensions on my blog posts either later this week or next. So, but to have both sides and one be a little smaller than the other, something centerpieces is the name of this stamp set that she did, but so cool. Now this card made by Lori, wow, she used those new gold hoops, perfect with the large dies, and she used the toile and woven textures designer paper for these. And of course she did both sides. Lori cannot have anything different in the back, right, Lori? And this is from the new autumn set. Oh, great. Gathering Moments, I think, the dies, and our new, what is this called? Something trim. It's in the holiday catalog with the same suite with the toile. So gorgeous, gorgeous. Yeah, this is in the same, oh, that's a tree. I didn't even realize that was a tree. I thought it was a leaf. But yeah, it is a tree, and she put the little deer on the inside. So beautiful. Candy did this one using the same More Than Autumn stamp set. So beautiful. Love your colors of the blue with the orange. I love blues for fall. I think that's a great addition to the usual fall colors. So this one was done by Rita, and she has a little bit of a latch fold here where she popped up some circles and added that little extra piece. So yeah, you can turn this into any theme card. Okay, next is Jones, and she used also the More Than Autumn. So she has a little, like Sarah mentioned, you could easily do a gift card holder just by adding a piece of designer paper or cardstock to add this. And she also is a master of blending her blends markers. So gorgeous card, fun fold. And lastly, we have Ginny's. And Ginny used the same toile. There's 3 of them that use the toile paper. It's so beautiful. And the leaves from the Gathering Moments. I think that is from the Amber Autumn. That greeting. Blessed to have you in my life. Really pretty. Very beautiful swaps. Aren't they talented? I love getting swaps from my team. So that is the swaps for the month. So I'll be posting these with measurements on my blog in the next week or so. So if you are not following me on my blog, you can subscribe. There's a subscribe link on there. The blog is www.flowerbug.net. And you can subscribe and get all the measurements and details, free project sheets and everything. So be sure that that you do that so you don't miss a thing. I think it says don't miss a post. That's where you subscribe on my new blog at flowerbug.net. All right, everybody. Now don't forget to take advantage of the stamp sale on Thursday. I'll be posting about it, and we don't know what's all included, so it's exciting, but watch for Thursday updates. All right, thanks, and have a great weekend or week. Thanks. Take care. Bye-bye.